Okay, good afternoon. Most probably you have had a subject in investment on portfolio uh, optimization, portfolio risk and return computation. Today we're going to do that portfolio optimization, but with using an R environment. And the first part of this discussion will be all about learning how to download stock prices, and then hopefully we'll be able to cover computing for returns, okay, returns of stocks. All right. So let's begin by let's load our package quant mode. Let's load this. Okay. Now let's do something different. Let's download the stock prices that comes from the Deutsche, the German index stock index, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Okay, so I have here in Wikipedia. Let's open this site. I think I opened it already. Okay, so this is the site, DAX. So that means Deutscher Aktien Index. So that's the German stock exchange. We have our PSA, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Okay, so companies that have stock exchanges usually have their index that is representative of the companies that are listed in their respective stock exchanges. In US, they have the Dow Jones, okay, Dow Jones 30, and also they have the S&P 500, which is represent 500 companies, which represents which is a big representation of the whole stock market in the US. So in Germany, we have DAX. As I said, this is Deutscher Aktien Index. Okay, and it used to be around 40 companies only, but now, I think 2 or 3 years ago, they expanded it to 40 German blue chip companies. So these are blue chip companies. These are big companies. Okay, so as I mentioned a while ago, this is the equivalent of FTSE 100. In UK, they have this FTSE 100 stocks. And in the US, they have this DJIA, Dow Jones 30 companies. Okay, but and because of its small company selection, okay, does this refer to? I think this refers to the US. It does not necessarily represent the no, it's the German DAX, vitality of the German economy as a whole. So although there are only 40 stocks here, okay, well, theoretically, it's supposed to represent the whole German stock market. However, here it states here that because of the small selection, it does not necessarily represent the vitality of the whole German economy as a whole. Okay, for UK, you have the FTSE 100. Okay, so what are these companies? These companies are, well, I think some of these are very familiar to us. For example, Adidas, which is under the textile industry. We know Airbus, okay, Allianz also, this is familiar to us. BASF is a very popular company, Bayer also. So most of these companies that belong to the DAX are very popular companies. Bayersdorf, of course, who does not know Bayerische Motorwerke, okay, Continental Automotive. Okay, going down, you have Daimler Truck. I think this is an offshoot of the Mercedes Daimler merger. However, if you take a look at this, it was founded in 2021. So this is relatively okay. However, there are companies here. I think Henkel. Henkel, I think, was founded on 1600s. Let me see that here. 166 Merck pala, sorry. Merck Pharmaceutical Company. 1668 pa. Okay, so kadi-discover lang ni Magellan March 1521. About a year and a half, 100 years and a half, a century and a half years after Magellan discovered the Philippines. Merck was already in existence. Okay, the DE here represents Deutschland, that's Germany. Okay, and you have SAP, Siemens. So these are global companies, very popular, very strong. Volkswagen, of course, global companies. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use quant mode to download these stock prices. Okay, and as you know, in quant mode, we have to use the get symbols function in order to download share prices. We also discovered before that when we use get symbols sa Philippine Stock Exchange or Philippine stocks, kunyari JFC, Jollibee, hindi siya complete, no? Most probably because either hindi nagpo-provide yung Philippine Stock Exchange ng data, or I don't know what could be the reason. Kasi kunyari Japan and Germany, we can get the prices of the stocks. These are first world countries, and these are countries that have adopted a transparent uh, transparent policies as far as disclosure of financial financial information is concerned. So what we can do is we need this, no? We need this, itong mga ticker symbol na to, no? ADS, Adidas, DE, that Deutschland. However, we can't just copy this particular column. So let's just copy the whole column here, the whole data. And then let's copy this in Excel, Control C. And I'm going to open an Excel file. Dito na lang, open a new worksheet here. And then Control V. All right. Maybe not Control V. I should have just pasted kasi kung Control V, kasama yata yung logos and the ano. So that's why it's taking long. Ayan o, kasama yung logo. I-ano ko na lang, paste special yung ano lang, yung values lang. Okay? So that I don't need the logos here. I'll just delete this. Delete. All right. And what? Oops. Nakasama tong ano. Anyway, ayaw na ma-delete yung ano. I think I have to Control Shift down. Ayaw. Then delete. Ayaw pa rin. Ibig sabihin, iisa-isahin mo yan. Nakalink siya. May hyperlink siya. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so what we need is just this one. So let me delete these columns here. Delete. And then delete this one. Let me just delete this. And what we need is this. However, recall, class, that these are the ticker symbols. When we use that in R, diba, pag kukunin natin yung stock prices, Control Alt I, diba, if we use the get symbols, what do we need? We need to identify, diba, kailangan ng kunyari ADS.DE, then comma. So kailangan may quotations, no? Kaso yung ano natin, yung what we were able to download do not have quotations. So therefore, if we just copy this, Control Alt down arrow, Control C, and then copy it in R here. Control V. All right. We would do a lot of cleaning with this data. Kasi we will have to put here quotes, quotes, and then comma, and then so all of this, class, we will have to do quotes, and there are 40 companies all in all, so that will take us long. So let's. I think it's better for us to manipulate in Excel itself. Okay, so may I ask for any suggestion on how we can? Okay, let me delete this first. How can we manipulate this so that it will contain just like this? So ADS.DE, close quotations, and then a comma. That way we don't have to write in the get symbols code chunk in R, we don't have to type the quotes and then the comma. Okay, I'll wait for any suggestion from your end class. What's the best way for us? Of course, in Excel, we can do this only once. You don't have to put individually a quotes here before and after and then a comma. That will take a long time also. So any suggestion on how we can do this? Fast way to insert the quotes in the beginning and at the end of the ticker symbol and then comma. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to suggest. What do you think, class? Anyone? Any suggestion? Okay, I'll try to call names. No?
Sir,
Yeah, Stephen. Yes.
is it the char function? CHAR.
Character function. Okay, so I'll stop share. Could you illustrate to us? Subok lang, no? Subok lang. All participants. Okay, let me stop share.
Sorry, sir. I'm on my phone lang po right now.
On your phone ka lang.
Yeah.
Paano ka makakasunod nito kung naka-phone ka lang? Okay, sige. Anyone, please? Anyone who'd like to share with us any suggestion on how we can convert this Adidas, that Deutschland to a quotes, Adidas, and then close quotes, and then comma. Now, again, let me reiterate, the objective here is that we can just copy this, okay, the ones with quotations and comma, and then paste it to our R so that we don't have to do some data manipulation anymore in our R Studio. Okay, otherwise, unless we create a code to insert that, but I haven't tried that actually. Putting a code to a list, putting quotes and then comma. I haven't explored that. I thought it best at this time to just manipulate in Excel. Maybe that could be a good research for us, how we can, if we copy this, as I mentioned a while ago, let's copy this and then paste it to our studio here. Where's our file? This is the file. No, here. Or file optimization. Paste it here and then create some code so that the quotations and the commas will be inserted. But I think that can be quite challenging. Okay. So anyone, please, in Excel? Okay, there are several ways to do this. Okay, one way is just to, okay, so I want to put the quotes, and also the comma, okay? So quotes here and then comma, okay, let me increase the font here so that you can see. Okay, quotes and then comma. And then I can just use the ampersand. Okay, so this is equal to, okay, let me also increase the size of this. So this is equal to, so let me start with, first is the quotes, right? And then, the Adidas, and then the quotes again, and then the comma. Okay, so I'm just concatenating the quotes, the ticker symbol, and then back to the quotes, and then the comma. Enter. All right, so okay, maybe we can just copy this down. There.
Sir,
Yes?
we can't see the screen.
Sorry. Nga pala, no? Okay, thank you for reminding me. I forgot. Okay. Share screen. All right, let me, okay. Is my screen sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me repeat what I just said. Okay, what I was saying is, okay, I can write quotes and then comma, okay, in these two cells, and then I can concatenate. So for example, I'll start first with the quotes, right, and use the ampersand and the Adidas, and then end the quotes again, and then end the comma, right? Control Enter. Right. By the way, this one a while ago, okay, that was not written. So so this is okay, right? Adidas that Deutschland and close quotes and then comma. So we can just highlight this and then control, uh, double click this, and there you go. So we were able to convert the format of our data into this one, okay, quotes and then comma. So that way, class, we can copy this. Of course, we will have to, okay, if you want to preserve, let me just copy this. I just copy that. If you just want to preserve that for your notes, okay, and then this one, Control Shift down arrow, and then copy Control C, and then just the values. Okay, so I created this column. There are no more formulas here. This one has the formula. Okay, so maybe you were taking notes and then you would want to preserve this. So I just copied this to this column, and then I copied and then just pasted the values. Okay, so this is what I'm going to copy. I'm not going to copy the one with the formula because that might create problems with in R. Okay, so I can copy this, Control C, and then in R now, I'm going to paste this, Control V. All right, so what do we have now? Of course, yung end dapat wala, no? Walang comma. Okay, so we now have here, we're concatenating now all the stocks, all the ticker symbols. Okay, and then okay, I think let's start with let's use this. Let's name this as stickers. Stickers. Let's create this object, Alt minus, and then C. All right, so we're creating this object, stickers, which consists of the 40 companies from the DAX. Okay, let's see if there's a question. Okay. All right. Any questions so far, class? Any questions? And by the way, dapat yung dulo, dapat wala ng comma to. No? Kaya nga, class, that's why to take a look at my function here. If I run this, magkaka-error tayo. I'll run this. So there will be an error here because, because of this comma. Error in argument 41 is empty because this is 40th, and then the 41st is nothing here. Pero may comma dito, di ba? Just delete that. Okay, and then rerun that, and then okay na yan. Okay, you can of course fix this. You can delete that, and then just delete so that the spacing will be okay. But let's not do that now. So let me run this again. Okay. So what do we now have here? In our objects, we can see tickers. All right. So this is a character vector consisting of all our tickers, our ticker symbol from DAX 40, the German Aktien Index, Deutsche Aktien Index. All right. And then let me just share with you that there's another way. This was contributed by my class this morning. So one of the students suggested that we can do custom formatting, which is okay. Okay, we can custom format this. So how do we do that? Okay, let me copy this. Control C, copy, and then I'll put it here. Control V. All right. So this one, I'm going to format this. Okay, so this is another way, just for extra information to all of us. Okay, so Control Shift down arrow to highlight everything. And then if you're working with Windows, Control 1, which is just formatting. Okay, format cells, which is also actually here lang naman siya, no, di ba? Dito lang sa formatting lang, no? Okay, here. Sa formatting dito, if I okay, dito, no? Okay, wait, kasi naka-ano na to eh, no? But if I click this, dito lalabas yung custom. Alright, custom. Okay, and then dito sa custom, okay, let's type, in order to do this format, yung may quotes muna, we first type the slash and then quotes. Okay, if you take a look at this, yung quotes, it will now put quotes here before, and then you type at, which is the character, whatever that character is. Okay, all right, and then, so this is beginning quotes, and then let's end quotes again, slash, and then quotation. Yan. So this now is the format for slash quotes, that's the beginning quotes, slash quote, ending quote, and then comma. All right. So that's the format for putting quotes and then comma. And then if you press OK, you notice now that our sample now has quotes and then comma. So this is correct, right? Okay. Click OK, and then automatically everything now has this format. And then if you check again, okay, so highlight again, Control 1, and then custom, you will now see that in your custom, you now have this one. Here, no? Slash quotes at slash quotes comma. So andiyan na yan, no? Okay? It will now be saved in memory dyan sa mga custom mo. Alright, cancel ko na to. Alright. So pause muna ako. Any questions so far about the saving us minutes class? Imagine if you're going to put the quotes and then the comma there. Ang tagal nun, no? So clear so far, class? I'll appreciate your chat, please, your feedback if you're able to follow. Okay, thank you. Waiting for the others to give their feedback. Okay, let's give a few more seconds to your classmates. Okay, how about the others? Not even half of the class gave their feedback. They're able to follow. Kanina 18 tayo, naging 15 na lang. So, which I think I have to check attendance again. I don't know what happened to the others. Okay, so any more feedback, class? Okay. Sige, paala kayo hindi kayo nag-feedback. Okay, let's go back to our file. All right. So no, hindi. Sorry, this is the wrong. So ito yung ano natin, no? Meron tayong tickers here. Okay, and then let's also, bago tayo mag-adjust, get adjusted prices, maglagay na rin tayo ng ano, Control Alt I. Let's start. Let's do the start date. Alt minus, and let's start with 2015. Quotes 2015. Sorry, 2015. Month is 0101. 0101. Okay, and then let's end it at. Let's put it at 2022. End ng 2022. All right. We can run this. Okay, so we have end and start. If we check the class of this, alam natin na ano lang yan, no? Character lang siya. Class. Class ng start. Okay, character lang siya. Now, although tinatanggap naman to no, sa get symbols, but maybe let's convert this into a date, just also for purposes of knowing how to convert. Let's make it as that date. So as that date, which comes from the zoo package, will convert your character into a date. Let's also convert this as that date. Okay, as that date. All right, we don't need to load the zoo package because it already comes preloaded with quant mode. Okay, so linoad na natin kasi si quant mode, di ba? So okay na yun, magra-run na to. If we run this, all right, you can now see that yung end at saka start natin UTC na, no? Universal Time Convention, UTC, Universal Time Convention, I think. If we once again check, wala dito, yung class, ba't hindi nag-appear? Yan, class ng start, so it's now a date object. Okay. All right, now before we continue, I'd like to do something else dito, no? Hindi pa natin ginagawa to, no? Create a new environment. In R, we can also create a container. A container where we can put some of our data. So kasi ang gagawin natin, di ba, ida-download natin itong 40 stocks na to. If we're going to download it individually, masyadong mapapopulate yung ano natin, yung data natin dito, no? It will now be populated by 40 different stocks. Diba? If you recall, pag nag-download tayo kunyari ng Google, ng Apple, ng Amazon, it will populate our data with the names of the stocks. No? So ang gawin natin dito, mag-create tayo ng, let's create an object, Control Alt I. Let's create an environment. Okay, let's call the environment environment.stocks. No? Kasi mga stock prices to. Let's just call it environment.stocks. Alt minus, and then it will be a new environment. Yeah. So this is how you create an environment. And an environment is just like it's also just like a data structure. No? So new environment. All right, so let's run this. Control Enter. All right, and then it will now appear here as a data. So parang data frame siya. Okay, parang yung mga objects na data frame or XTS. However, when you click this, it's empty. Empty yan, no? Zero. Kasi wala pang laman. Wala pa tayong linalagyan na laman. All right? Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to populate that with the stocks here. Yung ano natin, yung DAX natin. Okay? All right. So let's now get natin yung prices. Download muna natin yung mga prices natin. Control Alt I. So we use the get symbols. Okay, and the symbols is equal to our tickers, no? Tickers. Yeah. Okay. Symbols natin equal to tickers, which consists of the 40. Okay. And then from from is equal to start. Okay, na-identify na natin 1/1/2015 up to end, right? And then here, instead of auto.assign is equal to true, okay, andali, may wrong spelling ako. Ang gagamitin natin yung function na environment, okay? Environment is equal to yung stocks natin. Okay, this one. Environment dot stocks. Okay? In other words, kasi di ba pag nag-get symbols tayo, automatically dito din na-download sa data sa global environment ni quant mode, ni R. Pero ito, yung mga symbols na to, yung mga tickers na to, it will be downloaded dito sa environment na to. Okay? Dito screen 8 natin na environment.stocks. Okay, so let's run this. It will take some time, but not long. No? Kasi 40 stocks to, di ba? 40 stocks. And then, alam natin na kapag get symbols, dina-download niya yung open, high, low, close, adjusted, at yung volume. Diba? So that's 40 stocks, 40 stocks times 6 prices, 6 data times ilang days pa, no? Ilang days yung, tingnan natin, ilang days ba yung ano? Hindi. Ilang years? 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So mga 6 years times, that's approximate 252 trading days per year. So that's around 15, 12 days. 12 times 40 stocks times 6. 6 kasi yung data, no? So that's around 362,880 data. So malaking malaking data yan. No? All right. So let's run this. Okay. So what will happen here is that R through alam naman natin na quant mode to, no? Just put that. Although hindi na kailangan to kasi linode ko na si quant mode, di ba? Packages, let me check just to be sure. Packages, quant mode. Yan, quant mode, may check na, no? All right. So if I run this, let's see what happens. No? Ngayon, yung environment.stocks, yung environment na to, empty siya, walang laman. If I now click this, if I now run this, okay, you will see that, yan, nagpo-pause siya, no? Pausing 1 second between requests for more than 5 symbols. Kasi we're requesting 40 symbols. Diba? So nagpo-pause siya every time na nagda-download siya ng one ticker symbol. Okay, and once you're done, class, kindly chat, please. I hope everybody gives their feedback. You'll know, of course, if this, it's already identified. Okay? Ito, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And if we check the environment here, click this, oh, it's now populated, no? It's a list, diba? List siya ng 40. 40 na ano? Okay, take a look at this. So this is double 1,840 by 6. It's an XTS object and a zoo object. So ito yung mga prices. By 6 dito kasi meron siyang opening, high, low, close, adjusted, and then the volume. Okay. In fact, so ito yung ano, no? Ito yung laman nito. Now, if we look at, kunyari, environment.stocks and $, okay, it will now show here, ano yung laman nitong environment na create natin. If I, for example, click environment.stocks $Adidas, and run this, okay, it will give us now, yun nakukuha natin sa quant mode, di ba? The opening, OHLC, the opening, high, low, close prices. Okay. So, kompleto yan, ano? Open, high, low, close, no? Etc. Right. So that's the from 2015 0102 until 2022, which is the end date natin. 2020, nag-reach na kasi ng ano, no? Inumit na niya 1867. But we can have it printed here. Huh? So let's see, view, and then environment.stocks, dollar. Dito natin i-print, no? Adidas. Yan. Control Enter. All right. So we now have here, ayan, ito. So this is our Adidas, no? Andito yung open, high, low, close, and then volume, and then the adjusted price. There. Okay, let me pause for a while, class, and request your feedback if you were able to access yung elements ng environment that stocks. Thank you. So let's wait for the others. From 18, ngayong 12 na lang kayo, nababawasan talaga. Nababawasan yung participants natin. Before the classes end, mag-check ulit ako ng attendance. Okay, konti na nga lang kayo class, tapos konti pa yung pa-participate. Ano nangyari? Loading pa. Okay, thank you, John. So si Chantal, okay na. Okay, Carlos is okay. All right, Leslie and Mary is okay. So actually, 4 pa lang yung okay. Si John, nag-loading pa. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds, class. You can see that you have this container, no, containing container of 40 stocks. Diba? It's a lot, it's more efficient kasi nasa isang container siya. No? You can of course create another container. Unlike if it was dinownload natin individually, so mapopopulate yan isa-isa dito, di ba? Lahat ng 40 stocks nakalist dito. Here, we were able to create this container with those stocks. All right. So let's continue, class. Let me close this. All right. Then, okay. Now we would like to get the adjusted prices kasi what we have now is an environment where we have yung open, high, low, close. Okay. But before we do that, tingnan muna natin yung, okay, let's take a look first at our, and then, sige, let's do the adjusted prices. No? Okay, I have here for your reference, ito, no? Kindly just go through this and look at the examples. Yung apply family, no? Yung apply family allows us to make use of functions. So meron tayong apply, meron tayong supply, L-apply, T-apply, may E-apply pa nga yan, okay, which we're going to use, E-apply, which is used for environment. No? All right, so I will not explain that anymore. I leave you to learn about that. Okay, although, class, yung mga apply na to, when dplyr was not yet being used. Diba kasi si dplyr sa SQL, sa SQL yan, di ba? Pwede tayong mag-slice and dice ng mga columns, ng rows. Okay, when dplyr was not yet quote unquote created, ito talaga yung yung apply functions, no? Pero ngayon with the dplyr, may advantage yung yung dplyr kasi logical yung logical yung pag-create ng data. Itong apply kasi hindi. Medyo may pagka-circuitous siya. But nevertheless, let's do that. Kasi, nga pala, kaya natin ginagamit yung i-apply dito, yung apply family, is because ang natin, yung data natin, itong environment that stocks, it's an XTS. Diba? Let me show you. But this is, it's actually a list, no? It's a list, pero ang laman niya, mga XTS object. Diba? So let's see if this will run. Tingnan natin ang class ng environment.stocks and then dollar yung Adidas. Tingnan natin, no? Ano yung class nito? Yung nasa loob ng container na environment.stocks. Tapos yung data na Adidas, control enter, it's an XTS object. So I have observed that yung XTS, yung apply function, do not apply, cannot be used for XTS object. Okay, kaya, sorry. Ano ba sinasabi ko? Pwede pala, sorry. I was referring to another one. No? Dito sa data.table, which is the next one actually. Hindi ko pala natanggal to, no? Ayun. Okay. So let's create that object first, prices underscore ADJ. So let's create this vector, lahat ng prices ng adjusted prices lang. So ang function na gagamitin natin yung do.call. So ang call function allows us to make use of functions. No? I-call natin yung isang function. Anong function ang gagamitin natin? Of course, alam natin mga function, sum, average, whatever function. Pero ang function na gagamitin natin is merge. Okay? So merge natin, so ang gagawin natin, sasabihin natin kay R, i-merge niya yung mga adjusted prices. Okay? Nanggagaling dun sa environment that stocks natin. So we're going to have this applied, i-apply. Bakit i-apply? Kasi ito, environment. I-apply natin to dun sa environment. If it was a table, t-apply. Okay? So iba-iba yan. Apply lang, yung simple lang. S-apply, L-apply, list. No? T-apply, table. E-apply is environment. Anong environment natin? Yung environment that stocks. Diba? And then, ano yung ipapa-ano natin? Ano ipapa-merge natin? Yung adjusted prices lang. You can use close, okay? CL yata akong close. Or you can use combination. No? All right, so take a look at this function. So this is a very quick way, diba? Very quick way to create this object, prices not adjusted. Tapos dun sa 40 stocks natin, kukunin niya lang yung mga adjusted price. So let's run this. Okay. Ang bilis, tapos. Huh? Tapos na, class. Wala pang 1 second. Ayan, take a look at this object. Prices adjusted. No? It's a large XTS object. I click this. Ayan, no? Yung structure niya. Alright? So meron siyang numerical data, yung mga prices. Okay, meron siyang list. Meron siyang character, yung mga title. So may date siya. Okay. Right, so PO6 city to. All right, so let me close this. Okay, and then let's see, class, i-print natin prices underscore adjusted. Okay, wag dito kasi sorry, dapat view ko, no? Mali. View natin, view. View. Okay, control enter para dito lalabas. All right, so we now have Okay, ALV.DE adjusted. Okay, so it's now 2,033 entries from January 2, 2015 hanggang December 12, 2030. And then what do we have here? Yung 40 companies, ba? 40 companies tapos adjusted prices. Okay? Although hindi siya tidy data, no? Bakit hindi siya tidy data? XTS to. Kasi, di ba ang tidy data class, bawat isang row, isang observation yun. Kaya ito, combination eh. Ihalo-halo na lahat ng adjusted. But anyway, so we were able to generate this, no? Yung adjusted prices. Let's survey. Oops, meron ditong ano? Meron ditong DTG, NA. Okay, if you recall kanina, asan na yung ano natin? Ito. Si DTG, asan na siya? DTG, Daimler Truck. 2021 lang to eh. Ang hiningi natin prices 2015. So, either bagong ano lang siya, kasi founded to, no? Founded. So, bagong ano lang to, bagong company. Unlike, for example, Bayer, 1863 na. Okay, so si Daimler Truck, DTG.DE, may mga NA siya kasi we asked for prices from 2015. There are also others. So itong DTG, ano pa? Let's see, meron pa ba? Ito din, no? 2020. Si Siemens, ENR.DE. Si Siemens Healthineers, 2020 din. Okay, so may mga stocks na walang prices kasi newly founded lang sila, no? And if we look at our output, so DTG, 1, ito yung Daimler, no? 2, 3, okay, 4. 4 yung ano, 4 yung 4 yung prices na, ang galing nga natin to. 4 stocks na walang ano. Kunin nga natin names ng prices adjusted. Okay, let's see. All right. So pang anong row, pang anong column yung mga walang ano. So just take note of that, no? So sino pa? X1. Si X1 is anong row siya? So 29 siya, no? 29. Wala ito eh, no? Sino pa? Si ENR. ENR is, where's ENR? So I'm looking at the row, okay, 34. No? So si 29, si 34, si SHL din, ito, no? SHL, number 25. Ito. Tapos I saw a while ago here, another one. Ito, no? This is DTG. DTG. Ano number si DTG? What's DTG number? Ayun, 16, no? So anong ang mga wala? 16, 25, 29, 34. So these four columns are incomplete. So hindi natin siya pwede isama kasi mag-error tayo pag nagko-compute tayo ng mga returns. So dapat tatanggalin natin siya. So the one way to do it is what you have learned before already. Ito. Okay, di ba? Ito, prices, adjust, is a subset natin. Okay, negative C. This I think is, ano to? 17 ba to? Or 16? This is 16. So, lahat ng rows kasama, pero hindi kasama yung negative C, hindi kasama yung row column 16, 25, 29, 34. Okay? Sandali lang ha. Sino sa inyo nag-error na hindi nakita yung ano? John. Okay, yes, John. Unmute yourself.
Sir, error po yung sa akin nung sa price
Okay, sige.
adjust po.
Okay, let's learn from the experience of John class ha. Tignan natin to ha. Sige. Stop share ako. John, paki-share yung screen mo. Okay, this is a very good lesson for us, class. All right. So, nung rinan ni John yung ano, yung prices adjust, do that call, emerge yung i-apply. All right? I-run mo nga dyan yan. I-run mo. Yan. Okay. Add not found. All right. Sige, punta ka sa packages window. Dyan. Tapos, quant mode. I-type mo nga quant. Okay, tingnan nyo, class. Si quant mode, na-load na ba siya? Hindi pa, di ba? Right? I-click mo yan dyan, yung, ano, yung quant mode. Click mo siya para ma-load, no? Kasi yung add na function na yan, it comes from quant mode. Alright? Okay. So, run mo siya. Yan.
Okay na po, sir.
Meron na, no? Okay, very good. Thank you, John. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yan, very good. So, I really appreciate, class, yung mga questions na ganito, no? Kasi, it's an opportunity to learn for all of us. Kaya nga, sabi ko sa inyo, class, thank you, John, for that. Kaya nga, do not hesitate to ask questions kasi everyone benefits from questions. Your classmates, okay, everyone, no? All right. So, very good. Thank you, John. So, ang lesson doon na natutunan natin doon sa question ni John is that itong function na to, it will not work kung hindi pa natin na-load si quant mode. Kasi yung add na, ano, na identifier, adjusted price yan eh. And it comes from quant mode. Okay? Kanina nag-run yung, ano, yung, ito, nag-run to yung get symbols ni John kasi hindi pa niya rin na-run yung library ng quant mode. Pero, naglagay siya ng namespace dito, di ba? Right? Kung hindi linagay ni John dito yung quant mode, then this would not have run also. Kasi yung get symbols, that comes from quant mode. Okay, but because we placed here the namespace, the quant mode, nag-run to, even if the quant mode package has not been loaded. But for this one, hindi siya mag-run kasi yung add na function, galing yung kay ano. Di ba yung add and then, okay, let me just show you Okay, tingnan natin, add ng environment.stocks $, then kahit ito lang, Adidas ulit, sige, Adidas. So ito, function to class, yung add, no? Run natin to. See what happens. Kinuha niya yung mga adjusted prices. Yan, adjusted prices yan. Okay, so that add AD is a function. That's coming from the quant mode package. All right? So I hope clear yung explanation, no? Okay, so meron na tayong prices adjust, no? And it's a large XTS object, 81,320 elements. Okay. Now, what we can do is we can delete yung mga stocks ng mga ano na may mga NA. Okay? So we can use this. However, ang disadvantage nito kasi nag-visual lang tayo, di ba? Itong prices adjust. So tininalan natin dito. What if may mga NA dito sa gitna nitong mga iba? We never can tell, di ba? What if may mga NA yan dito sa gitna? Kasi what we saw was at the beginning NA to. Dun sa iba din, at the beginning NA. Yung iba meron eh. But what as I said, if we have also NAs dito sa in the middle of the different stocks. Diba? So hindi natin matatanggal yun. So a better function will be this one. Okay, wala sa inyo yan. So kindly take a look at this. So we're creating this object called prices underscore adjusted. And we are also subsetting natin. Kaso, hindi ganito yung gagamitin natin. Gagamitin natin si column sums. Okay, so how is this? This is to add the column sums. So anong i-add niya? Itong NA. Okay? So is that NA ng ano? Ng object na prices adjust. Okay, ito yung object natin. And then we will check. Take note class, ito, columns down na, ang isasama natin, kasi ito row, di ba? Lahat ng row, at saka yung columns na pag inad natin yung sums ng mga column, pag yung NA nila is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, bibilangin nyo yung NA. Tapos kapag walang NA, 0 yon. So ibig sabihin, kompleto. No? So that's what this code does. Right? NA is equal to 0. So if we run this, so natin dati 81320 to, no? So overwrite natin yung prices adjusted. Okay. Why don't we just call it prices adjusted 1 para ma-preserve pa rin natin to, no? All right, prices adjusted 1 will be from prices adjusted, isa-subset natin yung mga columns na yung NA niya, pag binilang natin 0, ibig sabihin kompleto, no? Complete, walang mga NA. Run natin to. Right, so we now have this, no? Prices adjusted 1, and you notice that may mga natanggal na elements. So if we print this, we view this, right, tingnan natin. Okay. Yan, no? And then tingnan natin n row. N row ni prices underscore adjusted 1, si adjusted 1. Yung rows niya, hindi n rows kasi hindi naman nabawasan yung rows eh. Ang mababawasan yung columns, no? N column, no? N col, number of columns. Kanina yung columns natin 40. Ngayon tingnan natin kung ilan na lang yung columns natin. 36 na lang, di ba? So 4 yung natanggal. So ibig sabihin tama naman yung 4 na identify natin na mga NA elements. Okay, walang stock price na may mga intermediate na mga NAs. But that's good. So mas maganda kung sigurado tayo sa formula natin. Okay, let me pause for a while, class. Questions so far? Questions about this? About cleaning our data? Kasi remember, mag-create tayo ng portfolio. Okay? My next subject pala is fin mode. No? So mag-create din kami ng portfolio, pero this time it's using the stock history function of Excel. Okay, okay din, no? So, ewan ko, wala yata ang student dito na enrolled sa susunod. My next subject. All right. Any questions so far, class? Paki-chat naman kung clear. Oh. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, salamat sa feedback. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. All right. Now for this one, kasi tingnan nyo yung prices adjusted one natin. Yung arrangement ng mga columns natin, hindi siya alphabetical, no? So maybe it's better to arrange that alphabetically. So I will leave that as an exercise for you. So take note, my sheet work ay next Friday, and group sheet work maybe of 2 or 3 lang members, and then isa yan sa itatanong ko, no? So might as well, parang binibigyan ko na kayo ng paunang question. How do you rearrange this so that unang-una yung mga stock prices alphabetically arranged, okay? All right? And then also another question I'll be asking is yung yung column names ang haba, no? ALV.DE.adjusted. I just want it changed into ALV lang. Yung ticker symbol. Tatanggalin na natin na okay, may magandang question si John dito. John, paki-share yung question sa lahat. Okay, ayoko sanang sagutin yung yung question ni John. Pero sige, magbibigay ako ng hint. Ang problema, class, dplyr, hindi pa niya kayang kasi tingnan natin na i-delete ko na muna itong mga So, room ko na muna. Okay, tingnan nyo Ano yung structure ni prices underscore adjusted one? Adjusted one prices. So this is an XTS object, and unfortunately, dplyr does not work with XTS pa. No? Hindi pa siya umaabot sa ganung level. So sa mga data frames pa lang siya or table. Alright? So, in answer to the question of John, hindi pa pwedeng si dplyr. Sana maganda, no? Maganda. And in fact, meron din yung data.table. No? So si data.table, madali lang din yung function niya. Kasi old, lalagay mo lang yung object, tapos old is equal to yung lumang pangalan, tapos new is equal to yung bagong pangalan niya. Okay, so i-research nyo yan So paano i-change yung column names, paano i-arrange alphabetically, and paano i-change yung column names. Alright. Okay, hanggang ano oras ba tayo? Okay, hanggang 2:15. Okay. So, alright. Okay, now, sa isang class, dito kami natapos, Alright, back to my question. Oftentimes, kapag financial data, the returns that we use, sabi natin either yung discrete or simple versus continuous or yung log. Mas ginagamit yung log returns. Okay, my question is, how do you compute for the log returns? Kasi yung simple madali lang. No? It's day, current day. So between January 5 and January 2, ang current na ito. Control C, Control V. So that's the price at time T divided by the price at time T minus 1 previous. Control C, Control V, and then minus 1. Okay? So the answer is negative 0.024. So that's the return, and we expect it to be negative kasi bumaba yung price. Okay, paano man yung log? Ano yung log price? Ano yung log returns? How do you compute for the log returns, class? Anyone? Usually, hindi naman nagkakalayo yung log returns at saka. Of course, dapat negative yun. Hello, class? Ano? Any volunteer? LN? Yes, John? What about LN? LN sa Excel, sa R log tayo. No? Kasi ang default ng log sa R is base E, which is LN. No? Hindi gagana yung LN. Okay, log. Okay, John, anong suggestion mo? Okay, you're correct. Kukunin natin log. Pero, how? Ano yung log returns nito? Kunyari, between January 5 and January 2. What will be the formula there? Class, matagal ko nang tinatanong yan. Okay? So, itatanong ko siguro yan sa sa graded sheet work nyo sa graded sheet work. So next meeting, hindi muna ako magdi-discuss. I will ask these questions, no? So you better prepare, class, kasi group siya. Kaya ako ng group randomly selected yung group. Gagamitin natin sa R para mag-sampling tayo, mag-grupo tayo. And then you'll be asked certain questions. Okay, in fact, dito na ibang questions, no? Diyan yung mga pointers diyan. So that will force you to learn, no? On your own kasi iba yung self-discovery. No? So isa yan. Paano natin kinukuha yung log prices? Kasi yung simple prices, yung discrete prices, madali. It's just this one, no? Price at time t divided by price at time t minus 1. minus 1. Ito na yun. Yan yung simple o yung discrete. Okay, ito naman sabi ni Hart, no? Alright, Hart, we will suspend that, no? Kasi tatanungin ko yan sa C2 next time. Okay, may binigay na answer si Hart, but okay, hindi ko muna i-discuss yan, pati si John. Okay, kung sino man yung basta ang group nyo lang either 2 or 3. So next meeting na. Alright, so let me leave that for a while kasi ang tinatanong dyan yung returns ng individual assets. Okay, now let's start with the end in mind. Ang gusto natin dito kasi mag-create tayo ng portfolio. No? We're going to create, we will create yung portfolio returns at saka co-compute natin yung portfolio risk. Now, kindly write this, class. Sa ilalim ng ano nyo, di ko sinulat to kasi gusto kong kayo magsulat nito. No? Okay, so this is the formula for portfolio returns. Return of the portfolio is equal to the summation of the weights multiplied by the individual returns. Individual weights and then individual returns. So how do you write this? Ginawa kong text, no? Siyempre, open $2 sign, okay? $2 sign sa dulo. And then text R underscore P, so that's the underscore, yung underline na to, is equal to, and then the summation symbol will be slash sum underscore, yung I is equal to 1, naka-bracket siya, curly brackets, and then yung nasa taas, caret N, to the N, ito yun. Okay? So ito yung symbol na yun. And then, text ko ulit, si Y sub I, slash text W underscore I. Okay, and then this tilde will give us space. Kasi kung walang space dito, magkadikit siya. No? Ayun, magkadikit siya. Pero I want to give it a space. So tilde. So may space siya dito. No? And then also slash text R underscore I. Okay, so this tells us that the return of the portfolio is simply equal to, okay, you just multiply the weight of the asset multiplied by the return of the asset. So we have 36 assets here. So dapat alam natin yung mga returns. Bawat isa. Meron tayong mga prices, no? Meron tayong prices. Kukunin natin yung average return nito. Average daily log returns. And then, pag nakuha natin yung average ng lahat na to, kasi daily to, i-convert natin siya into annual returns. So how do we now convert the average daily returns into an annual returns? So that's another question that you need to answer, no? Sa sheet work natin. And then the sheet work is only good for mga 30 minutes. Okay? 30 minutes lang siya. All right. So what do we now have here? How about the portfolio risk? For the portfolio risk, ito na naman yung formula natin, which we're going to discuss next meeting. Okay, double summation to, no? So ang sigma natin, sigma, okay, okay, sigma, ito yon, sub I, and then squared, which is the variance, no? This is the portfolio variance, is equal to dalawang summation. Kasi we're taking a look at, may I know what's this, class? What is this symbol? Sigma ij. Anyone? Sigma ij. Did you learn that in your other subjects, class? O ito muna, sige. Ano tong symbol na to? Dollar, dollar. Then that's sigma sub I. Okay. All right. What's this symbol, class? Standard deviation. Yeah. This is, John, paki-share naman yung answer mo sa lahat. No? Share it to everyone. Okay. Sabi ni John, hindi standard deviation to, variance to. Kasi may squared eh. Pero kung wala yan, kung walang squared yan, tama ka, variance yan. Okay? Alright, annotate ko na lang para mas mabilis. So class to, sigma of the asset squared, this is the variance of the asset. Pag sigma sub I lang, this is the standard deviation of asset I. Ngayon ito, what's this? Sigma I J. What's this, class? So, dalawang asset tayo, I and J. Ano yan, class? What do you call it? That's your, hindi nyo ba na-discussion sa ibang subjects nyo, class? Kung hindi, of course, I can't blame you, but which is actually sad, no? Kasi finance tayo, dapat alam natin itong mga symbols na to, no? This is parang par for the course natin to. So what's this? Anybody? That's your, okay, kunyari, asset 1 and paired with asset 1. So sigma 1, 1 is actually sigma 1 squared. Kasi dalawa siya, no? Sigma 1 and sigma 1. Pero isa na lang ilalagay natin dito. So this is the variance of asset 1. Okay, sigma 1, 1. Okay, pag dalawa yung nakalagay dito, class, that's called your covariance. Covariance. Okay? All right, so sigma 1, 2 is the covariance of asset 1 with asset 2. Okay, do you recall the formula for variance? Di ba, ang formula for variance is equal to, ano yan, class? Summation ng x minus x bar squared over n minus 1. Di ba? So this is S pala, no? Pag sigma siya, walang n minus 1 kasi population. Naalala niyo yan? Pero pag covariance, class, covariance ng 1 and 2 or ng x at saka y. So this will be equal to what? Summation ng x minus x bar times y minus y bar. Diba? Dalawang asset siya divided by your n. If this was S, dapat n minus 1 yan. Alright? So covariance to, class. Covariance. Okay, so when we talk about portfolio risk, portfolio variance, portfolio standard deviation, we are looking at the covariances. Okay? Kung maging sigma 1, 1 to, variance yun. Kaya that's why this is called i-generate natin, kaya nga isang tanong ko sa inyo dito sa problem, generate the variance covariance. Generate the variance covariance matrix. Okay? Bakit? Ano ba yung variance covariance matrix? Dali i-X ko lang to. No? Punta lang ako dito. Dito ako pupunta sa ilalim. Okay? So this is just answering my question in advance. Annotate natin. So you have here asset 1, 2, and 3. And then assets 1, 2, and 3 then. So this is, class, this is covariance of 1 with 1 is the variance of 1. So you denote it that way. Sigma 1 squared. How about this? 1 and 2. So that's the covariance of 1 and 2. So dalawa yung subscript dito, tas walang squared. So covariance yan. Covariance ng 1 with 2. Ito, covariance ng ito, 2 with 1. 2 with 1, which is just the same as covariance 1, 2. Kasi ito lang yung formula niyan, di ba? Pwede namang commutativity, pwede mauna yung y minus y bar, tapos x minus x bar, kasi minamultiply lang natin yan. This is sigma covariance 3, 1, which is just the same as covariance 1, 3. Yung mga nasa diagonals na to, these are now your variances. Kasi ito, sigma 2, 2. So variance ng 2 yan, squared. Itong nasa gitna, nasa diagonal na to, 3 with 3, this is sigma sub 3 squared. Okay? Kasi dalawang 3 sigma 3, 3. So yung sigma 3, 3 is the same as sigma 3 squared. Variance, this is covariance of 3 with 3, which is the variance of 3. All right? And the formula for that is this one. So, isa sa tatanungin ko yung class, no? Okay, of course, I will not expect you to know the matrix muna of that, but conceptually class dapat alam nito. No? Kasi ang portfolio optimization class requires that we understand. First, we have to know how to compute for the portfolio returns. Ito. Okay, and also we have to know how to compute for the portfolio variance. Kasi if you recall from your subject in modern portfolio theory, yung kay Markovich, di ba? Noong 1953, ang sabi niya, in order to generate an optimal portfolio, you can either minimize the risk, which is defined by this one, siya nag-define nito, or maximize the returns, which is this one, or a combination of both. Okay? All right, so that's what we're going to do next Friday for the portfolio optimization. So sa una, sa Friday, it's already time, no? Time na ba? Oh, 12:45, 2:50. Oh, tama. Okay. Let me just end in this class. So for next meeting, ang gagawin natin, ito. No? So, weights. Kasi kailangan natin yung weights dito, di ba? So, magsisimula muna tayo sa equally weighted na weights. Equal muna yung weights nila. Tapos gagawin natin, hahanapin natin yung returns. We will construct the variance, covariance, and then we will compute for the risk. Okay? And then, mag-optimization tayo. Paano natin malalaman yung optimized na portfolio? And then we will also, ano nga, answer it class? Were you able to plot the efficient frontier sa ano nyo, sa subject nyo? Paki-chat naman kung yes or no. Familiar ba kayo dun sa efficient frontier? Yes or no, please? No? Okay, good. Okay, sige. I was hoping na na-discuss yun na in other subjects. Pero kung hindi, and then sige, ito yung magiging ano natin, opportunity na ano. Pero generally, dapat pag FINLYTS na tayo, dapat in your previous subjects na discussion na yan. Yung portfolio optimization, as Econ, no? Si Stephen. Pero not in depth. Nag-create ba kayo, Stephen, ng ano? Ng efficient frontiers R?
No, sir. Just
Okay,
the
okay.
fundamental concept po.
Okay, good. Good. Yung fundamental concepts, no? Pero ang gagawin natin sa R, just this last statement, no? Kasi ito yung efficient frontier, parang ganyan siya. Right. Ito yung return. Ito yung risk. So yung efficient frontier, so ito yung class. Ito yung mixture, ito yung portfolio natin that will maximize your return, your risk. Ito kasi yung pinakamaliit na risk. Ito, dito. Right? Tapos ito yung return yan. Tapos, according to MPT, ito, yung efficient frontier na to, dito sa line na to, andyan yung mga portfolios na maganda. Yung mga portfolios na nasa, hindi dito, kunyari. Kasi any point here is a combination, no? It's a combination of weights ng portfolio natin. It's a combination of risk and return. Okay? So kaya nga itong sabi nga ito, risk and return. Diba? Ito yung pinakamaganda, no? Ito yung efficient frontier. Okay? So dito sa point na to, andi dito yung point of tangency. Okay? We will discuss that. Okay. Anyway, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, thank you, Stephen. So sabi ni Stephen, conceptually na-discuss nila. Pero sa atin class, we'll go deeper. Tayo gagawa mismo, no? Which hindi nyo nagawa sa econ class nyo. So dito sa finance, tayo gagawa niya na hanapin natin yung efficient frontier. Okay, so, all right. Thank you so much, class, for your patience. Let me stop recording now. Pasensya na sa konting extension. Okay, I hope you learned something today. And thank you. Stop recording.